Okay, let's start by looking at some of the essential Dreamweaver interface items. I'm going to use the Start page here to create a basic page by simply clicking on the HTML button. That'll just quickly give me a new blank document. So we'll begin by looking at this thing up here called the Insert bar, and that's this bar right here. The Insert bar contains a row of icons, as you can see right here, and each one represents an element that you can add to a web page. And a lot more icons exist than the ones you initially see here. For your convenience, the Insert bar is broken into several different categories that you can access from this menu. We've got Common, Layout, Forms, Text, HTML, Application, Flash Elements, and Favorites. Selecting a category brings up a totally different set of icons, each one having something to do with the category that you just selected. For example, if I'm building a form on my web page, I'd switch to the Form category, and here I'll find all the tools necessary to build a form, like text fields and radio buttons and checkboxes and so on. If I switch back to the Common category, I'll see the icons for all the most common tasks I'd be most likely to perform. These include things like inserting images or adding tables or adding an email link and things like that. Now you can customize this menu to some extent by selecting the Show as Tabs selection from that menu. Now some people prefer this layout because it lets you see all the insert categories at once without having to click and select from a menu. So I can jump right to forms from here, or text, or anything like that, just by clicking on these tabs. And if you prefer to work this way, that's fine. Just switch it over to Show as Tabs and you're all set. It's really up to you to decide which format you prefer. I'm going to switch mine back to the menu layout by coming up here and clicking on this menu icon and choosing Show as Menu. It just takes up a little bit less space that way, and I'm already kind of short on space on the way I'm recording here, so I'm going to leave it as the menu layout here. Now you can further customize the insert bar by adding your own favorites. Truth be told, you're probably not going to use even half of the objects found in the insert bar most of the time. As you progress in your Dreamweaver usage, you'll get a better idea of which insert objects you find yourself using most of the time, and you might find it convenient to have them all located in one place rather than spread across several different categories. You might have already noticed that one of the categories here is Favorites. Notice it's currently empty, but to add an icon to your favorites, it says here just right-click to customize your favorite objects. If you're on a Mac with only one mouse button, you can control-click on any object to add it to your insert bar. So all I need to do is right-click anywhere inside of my insert bar here. It can be on an icon itself. It can just be over here in a blank space. Anywhere I right-click or control-click is going to take me to this window here, Customize Favorite Objects. Here you can just select each icon that you commonly use and add it to the pane to the right. So let's say that under the Common area here, I know I always use the Insert Image, so I'm just going to click this arrow. Now it's a favorite object. Or say under, actually you can actually look through the categories this way as well. So let's say under Forms, I always use text areas. So I will add that there as well. Notice that you can move items up and down the list. So if I wanted to swap the areas here, I could do that. And you can even add a separator. So if I wanted to separate the image insert and the text area insert, visually I can do that. So maybe I use several other form objects a lot. They would always go there. And maybe if I just go back to the common elements, I always use hyperlink and email link. But those need to go up above the marker, so I'll just, with those selected, I'll just click the up arrow, put it above the separator. Same thing with hyperlink. And something like that. So once you're done, all you have to do is click on OK. If you switch to the Favorites menu here, notice that all the items I selected are now listed here, including that separator that separates my common elements with my form elements. And of course, if you need something that isn't listed here, you can just pull it up in its category to find it, and then just add it to your favorites, and then it'll be listed here. If you want to get rid of anything, just right-click here again, or again, if you're on the Mac, Control-click. And if I no longer find myself using the email link a lot, I can just select that, trash it, click OK, and you can see it's been removed from my favorites here. So that's the insert bar. It's definitely a panel that you'll want to keep open all the time. Now, you can actually find just about everything that's available in the insert bar under the insert menu as well in all these separate categories. But I think it's much easier to just use the insert bar and click icons rather than pulling down a menu and going through all these submenus. And remember, if you accidentally close the insert bar, and it's easier to do on the Mac than the PC, just hit Control F2 to bring it back. Or you can also go up to your window menu, you'll see Insert here, and you can toggle that on and off. But it's definitely one of the ones that you should keep open all the time.